I love running. It's something I thoroughly enjoy. And now I'm not one of those people that goes out and sets like a certain pace for each run and like is goes about it a real smart way. I just go out there, run a certain distance that I have in my head for that day at whatever pace I end up going at a location that I want to be at for that day and just listen to a podcast and enjoy myself. I decided to share a little bit of my running journey, of some of the things that I've gotten from running over the years and how things are going for me recently. These are my total mileages for the years that I have ran, especially since I started tracking them. And I started off originally running because in my town there's an Alzheimer's 5K and half marathon that goes on every year to raise money, for Alzheimer's research. And you can also get medals at them if you do well enough in the 5K. And I love medals, all right? So I decided I was going to do the 5K, and I started running in March of 2023, where I got 262 and a half miles on the year. Inconsistent, got my first tattoo, stopped running for a couple weeks, picked it, did it consistently again. Then I graduated college, got into a factory job working like 56 hours a week. Hated everything. And just didn't have a lot of motivation to run. So it was sketchy throughout the summer, but I still ran that 5K in August, and I actually got first place in my age group. The first time I won, got first place in like anything, even throughout wrestling tournaments, all that. So it was pretty cool. Now I'm not gonna sit here and say it was the toughest competition ever, because it wasn't. But hey, first place is still first place. And then December, you can see I didn't run at all in that year. And then I had a goal going in to the new year 2024 that I was going to run 1,000 miles. And it was going well. And then as you can see, May through July, it kind of fell off a bit. Um, Largely because I was struggling to keep the runs up because I was going through Black and Brave Wrestling Academy, which I had to drive a total of like just under 3 hours every day for, with 3 hours of training in between and then work in the morning before that. So the excuses piled up and I just was not consistent through in those months. But I still got 1,000 miles and I had it timed perfectly, which I thought was, or mapped out or whatever perfectly by the end, which I thought was poetic. To get exactly 1,000 miles, I had to run 3.1 miles, which is a 5K, which is the reason I started running in the first place. Now, also in that year, I ran half marathons, three half marathons actually, as part of a three half marathons in 3 months, like challenge or whatever it was, whatever you want to call it, series. And I thought, hey, good way to get miles in. I like medals. You got a pretty cool medal once completing it, by the way. You got one from each, and they connected through a puzzle piece. More on that later. And then the next year, I thought, okay, I want to mix it up with my working out. It didn't go that way, actually. And my running was just super off, super unmotivated to where I only got 660.7 miles on the year. And man, but I locked back in, for this year. This year already, I'm already at 122.9 miles, and it's picking back up. I'm feeling like I did in 2024, but like the way I felt in 2024, I feel like now already, but with my running abilities almost to what they were when I was in peak running condition in 2024. Now, mind you, whatever words. Also, though, a part of the reason I want to keep running is for conditioning purposes, for professional wrestling and combat sports, and general fitness, of course. But medals are a bonus. But 2025, no medals. Competed in no races whatsoever. Just mega bum year for me, right? But I plan on doing something in 2026. What I'm not entirely sure yet. maybe a half marathon relay with a couple buddies if I got some buddies that are running. But moving on, right? This is how my running is going most recently. A few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago, I ran 5 miles each day that I ran. Now I run 4 days a week. I added in Wednesdays, starting to a rest day, right? Helps me recover, stay motivated, prevent burnout, just a great thing. So I ran Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 5 miles each. Didn't run Friday, ended up working that morning, so I prioritized taking a nap before heading out for my 3+ hour drive for my wrestling show that night. But it picked back up the following week where I ran 6 miles each day, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Now, like I said, I don't really pay much attention to pace, and I'm not running a flat ground anyways. I like nature trails, so it's a lot of hills. But regardless, I'm still not really paying attention to that. But as you can see, the miles are going well. Now, this week, however, I was like, okay, bump it up again, 7 miles each day. But then on Wednesday, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to change it up. So I ran 7.5, and a little over 7 on Tuesday. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to run 8 on Thursday, 9 on Friday. So that's exactly what I did, right? And feeling really good, really enjoying the act of running again. And I'm locked into it, all right? I'm feeling real nice. And that rest day on Wednesday is going such a long way. And this is a little disorganized, but I believe here, yeah, my best half marathon. Probably should have started with that, before the other stuff I just told you, but whatever. My best one was an average of 8:09, and it took an hour and 47 minutes and 30 seconds. It was pretty solid. My running leading up to that was like kind of iffy too. Like it was solid, but it was still kind of iffy. I also got a cool finisher jacket that says I'm only half crazy because I didn't do a full marathon, so I can't be full crazy, right? And yeah, that's all the slides. Now talking about the medals that I've won, instead of only talking about them, I'll show them to you guys. Starting off with the first medal I ever won from running is my first place 5K medal. You see right here, 2023 Alzheimer's 5K first place men's 16 through 23. Now, funny story, I finished just behind someone else who I thought was in my age group, so I thought, oh, I was going to get second. But no, surprise, surprise, I got first. Now, this is the first half marathon I got. Terrible performance, but second place in my age group, 20 through 29. I wasn't really around anybody running this. Like, I was like right in the middle of the pack, separated from everybody. But hey, first ever half marathon, worst performance, second place. Now, second one, oh wait, okay, can't forget, finisher medal, right? From that same event where I got second here. Finisher from the second half marathon I ever did. And again, second place, 24 and under male. Same medal, but with a little thing to it, right? And now, the last one of the year, I got half marathon finisher medal. My best performance did not place in my age group. Now, we got one of these puzzle pieces for everyone that did the half marathon series. And they all connected at the end to form a big puzzle piece. And I knew that going in. I'm like, oh, perfect. I'll get a finisher from each one and this. I didn't expect to get, place in my age group, but I did for 2 of them. I'm a huge sucker for championship rings. And I'm like, I don't do anything that can win championship rings. Like, those just aren't prizes for things that I do. So I took it upon myself and got this custom one from Trophy Smack from the 5K that I won in my age group, 16 through 23 champion. It's pretty cool. And is it a little cheesy, cornballish that I got myself a custom championship ring for a not so competitive 5K? Maybe, but I did it anyways. and I will do it again. That's my running journey so far from 2023 up until now. I plan to run for the rest of my life, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you are thinking about running, just do it. Give it a try, because personally going in, I didn't have any desire to run. I didn't think I was going to like it, because a few times in the past, I wasn't a big fan of running. I just did it because I'm like, you know what? I can get some medals out of it. That's how weird I am. But you know what? Now I really, really enjoy running, and it's a very peaceful thing, and it's a great way to clear your head. So if you're thinking about it, I recommend you doing it.